cheese.
Hello, this is Stephanie with Anne Gregory Decor with my little assistant Clara. We are having a party on Saturday and Daddy wants Clara to have a matching shirt. So we're gonna see what we can do using the new Infusible Ink. So as you can see, Clara is very petite. She's a 4T and they do not sell that in the Cricut shirts yet. All they sell is a small and it's just a little bit too big. So we're gonna try to make our own.
This
and
is
see
a
how
little
it works.
too big.
That one's a little bit too big
Yeah.
too. So we're gonna see our own, see
See
if we
how
can do our
long
own
it
and see
is?
how it works.
See
So
how long
I
it is?
have,
It's down to here.
yeah, I see. So I have a small Cricut Infusible Ink plain white tee, and I also have one of her 4T tank tops that I'm gonna attempt to use as a template. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna start just by cutting off the sleeves to make it somewhat of a tank top, and then try it on her and see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna take, actually I'm gonna leave this here for now and just slice off the sleeves. If you haven't used the Infusible Ink yet, you probably think I'm nuts because you don't know how amazing it is. If you have used it, you can understand why.
Looks like neighbor's size.
Yeah, you can understand why I'm trying to use these Infusible Ink shirts because it's just amazing.
Can I put this on neighbor?
Yeah, when we're all done, you can have it. Neighbor is her baby, by the way. Okay, so let's try this on, see how it fits so far. So it's a little bit big already. Let me turn the camera to you. It's a little bit big already in the sleeve, so I'm actually probably gonna leave that alone. Maybe slice off just a little bit at the top, but not gonna slice off any more like in the armpit because it's a little bit too big. All right, babe, take it off. Woo! Okay, so yeah, so like I said, I'm probably gonna cut off a little bit more into the sleeve, like into the shoulder, but leave the armpits as is.
You should cut down that.
You want me to cut down there
Yeah.
too? Okay, so I'm gonna
To make
mark
it the same size.
kind of what I'm thinking on one sleeve with a pencil, because clearly I'm not a sewer and I don't have any like sewing markers or whatever. So I just marked on one sleeve so that way I can fold it in half and cut it. And then I'm gonna cut, I think, around the hem of the neckline too. So,
But
let's fold it.
this still has a neck gown.
A neckline? Yeah, it does. Okay, so.
But
now,
not a bigger one. Neckline like that.
yeah. All right, so this time I'm gonna make my cuts a little bit more precise and a little cleaner. So I have it folded in half, that way it's semi-symmetrical. This is an outdoor party that we're having, and she's gonna be in her swimsuit most of the time. So I'm really not worried about making this perfect. It'll probably end up in the pond.
What?
This shirt.
It won't.
It won't. So I don't really care if it's not perfect because this is probably going to be the only time she wears it.
Headband.
So there we are for the sleeves. I am going to turn it around. Yeah, you can put it on as a headband and trace. Let's see if I can figure out how to do more of a racer back, which would just be
It broke. Can you tape it?
along the back, which I don't really know. Again, I'm not a sewer, so I don't really know how to do this. I'm just guessing. So I'll just fold in the inside and mark along the back, kinda.
My When will you be done? Because I want to run upstairs and go get neighbor and dinner.
Well, hold on. Let's try this on again and see how it looks. Oops. What?
Mama.
Huh?
I like, when I'm cold, I like to put my arms out of the sleeve.
You like to put your arms like that?
Yeah, when I'm cold.
When you're cold. Okay, pull your shirt down straight. Let me see. So I went a little off on that side, but that's okay. Like I said, she'll have her bathing suit on underneath it, so I don't really mind. Okay. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. And when I get a chance later, I will print out my Infusible ink and press it on and then show you guys the final product. Okay, so I cut my design on the Cricut Infusible ink. Just remember when you're cutting it that you need to mirror it. Luckily, they got smart and they do warn you that now once you choose your custom setting. But you can see that it is not very vibrant. The Infusible ink, when it's like this, is not very vibrant. Here's the rest of the sheet that I didn't use. It is semi-bright, but it's more pastel. Once we iron it, it's gonna get much more vibrant. You can see here on the box, they always show you with red, like before you iron it, it's kind of more pink, and then once you iron it, it actually turns out a vibrant red. We had an event last night with Cricut, and I actually saw the red in person, and this could not be more true. Very, very pink when you first see it, and then vibrant red once it's ironed. Anyway, we are using the mermaid pattern because it is Aquapalooza, and we will be swimming and mermaids. So I'm going to go over the steps if you haven't used the Infusible ink yet. Pro tip, you're supposed to put something inside inside your shirt before you iron it, just in case there's any bleeding. We like to use the inside of the shirt, but just make sure that you rip off the hook, because if not, this is speaking from experience, that button there will leave a mark in your pattern. So make sure you rip that off, stick it inside the shirt. Your next step with Infusible ink is to lint roll. This was a brand new shirt, but you can see we were playing with it a lot when we first started. This lint rolling helps get off any extra lint or any strings that might be on the shirt, especially since we cut it. But you want to do this every time you use the Infusible ink because it is infusing into the fabric, and it's going to infuse into any fabric that it sees. So if there is any lint or anything, it's going to infuse into the lint, and then of course when you wash your shirt, the lint comes off or it moves, and then there won't be any color there. So now you want to prep your shirt 10 to 15 seconds with the heat press. This is getting out any humidity that might be in the shirt. For Infusible ink, using a Cricut shirt, you want to have your press set to 385 degrees for 40 seconds. That's why it's important to have the Easy Press 2. The Easy Press 1 doesn't get quite hot, so it's not as effective. And then just stick your pattern wherever you're gonna put it. Typically, if this was for a customer, I would center it and do all that measuring and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that today since it's just for us. When I punched out the starfish for the baby doll, they had these cute little circles. So I'm gonna try to reuse these circles on Clara's shirt just as a little extra effect. I don't know how it's gonna work, but again, this is just for Clara, so it doesn't really matter. Just want to make sure that the inked side is facing down on the shirt. Don't know if this is going to work, but it's worth a try because they're cute and I hate wasting. Lost one. Where did it go? Who knows? Stick that one down under there. won't come off my finger. Under there. Just a little added touch for my spunky 4-year-old here. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to use. There are some extra scraps, but I'm not going to use them. All right, another important thing to do when you're doing the infusible ink is you want to make sure that you protect your press. By that, I mean they provide, in every batch of ink, they provide butcher paper. And I'm going to turn my press sideways because I don't need to use the whole thing. No, you know what? I'm going to do it normal. Sorry. My press just came unplugged, so I'm going to do it upside down. All right. Once you have it everywhere, everything where you want it, push down. You're going to push down firmly. You want to go straight down and press the green button. The key to the infusible ink is pressure. So you want to give a lot of pressure. You definitely don't want to move the press once it's down. A lot of pressure. So like I said a little bit ago, we did an event for a second time with Cricut using this infusible ink last night. So much fun. We get to hang out with a Shishora, which is super cool. My dream came true and everyone keeps laughing at me. I was with one of our friends, Becca, in the store, in the Joann's store that was next to our event, and just roaming around and ran into a Shish. Even though we had already seen him during the day, we knew he was there. I knew he was in the store somewhere. But dream come true is that I actually got to take a picture with him, a selfie in the Cricut aisle, which was super fun. Okay, so this is super hot, but that's okay. Very hot. So my cute little bubbles are coming up and they're so cute. Okay. The awesome thing about this infusible ink is that you can take this off right now and put a shirt on and it is usable. Oh my gosh. So here you can see how vibrant it got.
Mom?
There's the finished product.